It's terminate time at Carrington. Manchester United are about to get heavy with some players that aren't wanted at the football club. Then pre-contract negotiations, that extra year on the end, is it all about to change? Or is it just United saying things again just to make it look like they are looking in the right direction, or are moving forward when it comes to player power at the football club? Is it all because of Sir Jim Ratcliffe? Do we have to wait for Sir Jim Ratcliffe for this to happen? I've got updates on Todibo. He has been talking to L'Equipe on why he actually rejected Manchester United. Interesting stuff there. And of course, there is massive breaking. It's not breaking news. We all know it's happening. It was 1,000 days since the Super League was announced and coming on to our scenes and our shores, and the whole game as we know it or knew it about to change. We've got a big verdict coming tomorrow. I'm going to talk into why that may be holding things up as well regarding Manchester United's possible takeover. Gets you thinking, doesn't it? So, let's get to the chopper. It's Terminator time. I had to do that. Sorry. I apologise in advance. Shit. You know what? It's a good film, innit? And when someone mentions the word terminate, you automatically go into Arnie mode. Well, I do, because I'm an old codger. But yeah, let me know. Let me know if you're the same as me. Please be the same as me, so I don't have to sit here looking like an absolute tool on my own. Yeah, but just as I said that, I just seen all them emojis of my face pop up in the chat, so it's probably just me then, isn't it? But yes, we have news today regarding Manchester United's new approach to the player contract situation. How Manchester United are now looking ahead in how they want to handle player contracts, how they want to negotiate contracts in the future. And obviously, if it isn't working, are Manchester United actually going to act like a cutthroat, proper big club and out players that really are not working on the pitch? I'll read out what was said. It came through Sky. Contract approach, what it might mean for Jadon Sancho. We'll talk about Sancho in a minute. Just using Sancho as the obvious because he has been, some would say, scapegoated and he's been isolated, hasn't he? He's been shoved out of the team. He's in the reserves. He's training on his own, so everyone's jumped on the Sancho train with this one. There's more to it, in my opinion, than this, and I'll get your comments in on all of this as well, guys. So just get typing away and let me know what you think in that comment section there. Don't forget to tickle that like button while you're at it, though. It's tickle time, people. Let's get at it. We're already well on our way to 100 likes. Let's try and smash the 200 mark today. I've got a good feeling. About the stream that we are going to do it. So let's get into it. Manchester United will implement a more ruthless approach to player contracts. Club want to prioritise the correct culture and recruitment strategy over business interests. We'll see. United will be more willing to terminate contracts. Discussions have taken place over Jadon Sancho's situation. I think that's absolute bullcrap, to be honest, in terms of the Jadon Sancho one. I think there is truth in this, and I think Manchester United are actually trying to put something else in place to actually have a more, I won't say rigid, but a flexible approach to how they can actually get rid of players and how we can actually just, like it says there, terminate contracts, get rid of players without having to wait around and suffer. Well, this player just absolutely steals a living from the football club and stupid amounts of money. It's Manchester United who put themselves in this situation in the first place. So let's not get mixed up in all of this and start thinking that United are a new club, like this is all of a sudden the best way to go. Nearly every other big club is actually doing this already. So let's not get ahead of ourselves and think that this is great. It is, and it's fantastic that we're doing it now, but don't let it fool you that this is Manchester United and our way forward. Especially don't let it fool you with the Jadon Sancho situation either. I'll read on a little bit more. Sky Sports understands this will form part of the directive to strengthen football operations when Ineos' 25% stake in the club is ratified. I don't think we necessarily need that 25% stake to actually implement this. I said this morning. I mean, there's plenty of things Manchester United can do that are being talked about now just because Sir Jim Ratcliffe's coming in. I mean, people are putting two and two together, but if you actually was a decent club, big club and well-run club, then you would go and do these things that we're actually talking about, that we're thinking and hoping that Sir Jim would do. This right now and this strategy and what's being discussed and what's being talked about is something that Manchester United have needed to do for years. For years, the last decade has been an accumulation of everything a big club should not be doing, and how it's allowed players to get in the situation that Jadon Sancho's in now, where he thinks he can take the club for everything they've got, still paying him wages while he's offering absolutely nothing. It's like the biggest gardening leave ever that Jadon Sancho is on right now. Full pay and not even performing. That's because the manager has made a decision. So obviously the approach to new contracts and things like that has to be different in the first place. And this is where I think this will actually start coming in. Don't expect Manchester United to all of a sudden look like a big club and all these players start going. I did a video the other day and it's actually perfect timing. They've done it well. It's great PR. Because I did a video the other day. It's like, look at the players that are out of contract very soon. And it's easy to just say, like this says, we're going to cut these contracts dead. We're going to be a big club. Well, no, that's a lot of bollocks, because these players are running out of contract anyway, and you can just say, see you later, and then go, oh, look what we did. I told you. I told you he was going to be cutthroat with all of this. Martial, contract ends, gone, bye. Lindelof, gone, bye. You know what I mean? There's plenty of players. If they wanted to do Aaron Wan-Bissaka as well, his contract's coming to the end. So is Harry Maguire's. Players that have split the fan base at Manchester United that are actually coming to the end of their deals, and now it looks like because they've said this and broke this, that they are actually implementing it straight away. Well, no, they're not. And don't be carried away and don't be taken in by the football club actually starting to let a few players go. It's because no one wants them. There's no value in them. And it's easy to just say, see you later, we're gone. We don't think you're part of our new culture and our new setup that we're putting in. So we're just going to let you go. Well, no, the reality behind the scenes is you've been at the club stealing a living in a period where we've won absolutely jack shit, probably one of our worst periods in the club's history, turmoil all over the place, and we're now just pushing you out the door, making it look like this was our major decision all along. Don't fall for it, is what I'm saying. Jadon Sancho, I mean, everyone's pinpointed him and put him up there. I don't think Jadon Sancho is going to be... I don't think his contract's going to be cut. I think he'll go on loan. I think someone will pay part of his wages and United will save money there. Maybe United can take a cut price on Jadon Sancho, but his contract is not going to be terminated, in my opinion. When you guys made effort, you think the club are actually looking at this? You're talking about Sir Jim Ratcliffe putting together a deal and coming into Manchester United to then just throw that money away. And the Glazers, I mean, you know what the Glazers are like. You think they're going to just accept this? Yes, this is right, this is correct, this is the way that Manchester United need to move forward. But you think it's actually going to happen with the current crop of players now that have still got 3 or 4 years left on their deals? Not a chance in hell. There's not a chance in hell that that's going to happen. And I go back to it again. It's simply come out now, and this news has come out because this is the way it's going to work from now. It's not that we're going to finally see all the duck eggs in this team and now start throwing them out. No, it's not. It's not going to happen like that. Obviously, guys, I know I'm going off a little bit on it here, but I always say, like at the start of the show, I like to get my opinion on this and then bring you guys in and see what you think. But do you agree with what I'm looking at here, or are you looking at it differently? I want to get your opinions in on all of this as well, because I think it is good news for Manchester United. I just don't think we should get carried away by the highlights and it being the top story and the yellow banner on Sky. I really don't think that we need to look at it that way. And Jadon Sancho is plastered all over this. For me, Sancho, we've got issues. Conversations might have been had, like it says they've been had. Apparently, there has been a discussion regarding Jadon Sancho's contract. That discussion will be his agent saying, yeah, there's the bird, FUTV. I'm not letting my client leave Manchester United when he's on this much money, unless you try and figure out a way of getting him out of this club, but he's still getting a good deal out of it. That's the discussions that have been had. I'll tell you that for nothing right now. It's impossible to shift a player these days. I talked the other day about a show, and it's all links together. The fact that now FIFA have not been able to put that new law in where agents take just 5%, that's been written off by a court of arbitration. That's just gone. And they can't do it, so agents can do what they want right now. You reckon that they're going to let all their clients just leave for nothing? I mean, I could see it in a way, I suppose, if you're arguing the point. If he's a free agent, the contract's been completely terminated, there is a payout, and then you probably got a full-on signing fee for his client going forward. I can see that. But in United's case, when a player's earning that much money every single week for doing absolutely F all, Nah, man, that is not going to be the case for Manchester United. There's only one player that this falls into category-wise. This headline is Jadon Sancho. This is all it is. And I don't think he's going to be able... I don't think they're going to be able to get rid of Jadon Sancho still. I don't think that it is going to be possible. What players might come into this? What names might fall into this new sort of structure and the way that we are looking to cut back on players? They're trying to prioritise football, trying to prioritise Manchester United and what happens on the pitch rather than the commercial side of things, the footballing entity of everything. Mason Mount might fall into this category. I don't know if he fails. Anyone on big contracts, but everyone who is a problem has been an issue at the football club, I feel is completely out of the way of this. You could argue Antony. Next year he's into his third year, and I can't even remember how many years Anthony's contract was, whether it was a 4 with an added 5th. He's only going to have 2 left after this year, possibly anyway. I'm not too sure on that one, but yeah, let's see anyway with him. But I'll say it was him, and then everyone else right now. The sort of era of Manchester United players on stupid amounts of money, it's coming to an end. It's not there anymore. I mean, you've got Rafael Varane and Casemiro, but they're not on big long-term deals. Yeah, they're on a lot of money, and Manchester United made us say, yeah, we're cutting that one short. If you're cutting Casemiro's deal short by 1 year, it's not really big news, is it? You're not going to get anything back for Casemiro. Varane, they're probably going to extend that by 1 anyway. So I look at it and I go, I'm just not having it. I'm not having it at all. I'll go into the chat now. We've got a super chat straight away from Carol. Cheers for that, Carol. Until we actually hear from Sir Jim Radcliffe / Ineos has to say, before we actually hear from them and what they have to say, I'm not going to believe it. The bottom line is the Glazers are still here, so nothing will change. Things will change, Carol. It will mean that Sir Jim Radcliffe, if he does come in, and again it's an ifs and buts, if he does come in, then he'll be making money for the Glazers as well. So, yeah, it'll change for us, and are we bothered if things go right on the pitch? That's what we got to look at. Eamon Potts says, Sancho and his advisors need to be aware of the damage he is doing to his career. It tells you everything about both parties, doesn't it? It tells you, again, the duck egg, mate. The bad egg, Eamon. Exactly that. I think that's where you're going with that one. It definitely does. Let's get another one in here. Club has to pay him off just like they had to pay other players off for the past 10 years. 350 a week is a lot of money. He got 2 years left. He may accept 1 year wages and to be a free agent. Says Ola Conley 007. Hopefully I've got that right. Sorry if I've said your name wrong. Ant's Leicester fan channel. All right, Ant, how you doing? Hope you're okay, buddy. We have been trying to shift a few players for 3/4 years. If they are on a wage, they are not getting elsewhere. They can sit on the contract. Yes, they can. Paul Greaves says 100% correct, Adam. The end of contract players will be released, but Sancho will cost 45 to let go. He is just on too much. He is on too much, and that's what ultimately will end up being the issue with Jadon Sancho. He isn't going anywhere. Let's just read into a bit more of this. United will be more willing to terminate contracts if it's for the greater good. Yeah, okay. And discussions to this effect have taken place over Jadon Sancho's situation. I think that's a lie. Personally, I don't think there is any chance that United will terminate Jadon Sancho. He's got too much money. We can't afford to buy a player. We literally cannot afford to terminate Jadon Sancho. It's the same as trying to buy a player. We haven't got enough money to do it. And Manchester United are not going to go into the transfer coffers that we do have, which are bare as it is, just to get rid of Sancho. He's going out on loan, and we're hoping he kicks it off and he does well, and someone really comes into it, and he looks like value for maybe half of that. We're going to end up just taking a loss on what we paid for him. Obviously, United do that with every player anyway, but Sancho especially. If an exit route does not materialise for the 23-year-old, United will consider severing ties instead of trying to recoup some of their 73 million outlay. Again, I do not believe that is the case for Manchester United. As revealed on Sky Sports News in October, clubs in Syria, the Bundesliga and the Turkish Super League have done due diligence on Sancho, with his wage packet being an obstacle. Tell us something we don't know. He is on absolutely astronomical money at Manchester United and no one can afford that. I can see a loan with a subsidised wage package just to get the problem child out of the football club. That's what will happen with Jadon Sancho. Into some more of your chats. What other job can employees get for not working? Madness, says Stephanie. Craig, nothing taught about terminating contract, just bad business. Swap deal at minimum. Not Adam Bridge, no. FUTV all the way, forever. I need a sort of like catchy sort of name, don't I? That's what I need. Something people to cling on to. Not tickle time, by the way. Just wishful thinking. Legally, no chance, says Chris. Grey 100. Keep it going, mate. I just laugh every time your name comes up at the moment. Patrick Jane Simpson should go on loan to a club near bottom of the table and do well so United gets interest in next window. Again, I actually think that players actually have got power as to where they actually go. Crazy as that sounds, when you're performing so bad, they actually still do have a say on where they would go if United wanted to get rid of them on loan. It's crazy how much player power is in at Manchester United. I mean, I don't know if that's the same at other clubs. It may well be, but I just feel like the agents and the players right now are absolutely destroying the game. They really are. And I feel like that ultimately is where the problem is going to lie with anyone who's on big money. Manchester United have got the likes of Casemiro and Rafael Varane just tinkering out and just rolling along not too long before their contracts are up. They weren't on massive long deals anyway, them two. Sancho's was a big one. Obviously, he's well into that now, into his third year of that contract. So, well over halfway through. 2 years to go. Do we just see it out? Do we try and loan him for a couple of seasons just to lower the loss? I just see like a Donny van der Beek sort of situation with Sancho, but a bit more extreme, where he's just not going to be picked, but no one can afford him, so he ends up still being on United's roster. That's what it'll be with him. Adam's Army Forever, says Stephanie. Actually, come up with some names, actually. I need names for you lot as well, like the Army, like the Forever Army, or whatever it is like that. Let's just start thinking up some clever ideas and clever names as well, please, guys. Get a bit imaginative, if you would. That's what these streams are so much better than anyone else's, aren't they? I'm not just blowing my own trumpet, but do we not just have the best conversations ever? It flicks from one subject to another. While being serious, we can have a laugh as well. Let me just see. Who would want him that could afford to pay at least 50%, 75% of his wages? It's a good point. You're not going to spend 150 grand a week on Jadon Sancho if you're anyone else in the league right now. Looking at what he's done, he's absolutely crazy, isn't it? What the money that man's on, he's not worth a penny. When you're telling me that he's on 100 grand more a week than Mo Salah, one of the most consistent top forwards in this country, in this Premier League over the last 7 years, and he's on 100 grand more than him. Oh, it's no wonder United are coming out with statements like this. Well, at least United have actually, in a way with this, owned up to the mess that they've got themselves in and how crap they really are. That's what this is for me. It's them accepting without accepting that they're shit at what they do above the scene, above the manager. It is a joke behind the scenes of how Manchester United has been run. It really is. Vipex, hello there, how you doing? Almost there, and yes, we're there. 100 likes in the bag. Boom, get in there. Alistair, I've not seen you for a while. How are you doing, buddy? Adam's Ants, says Gareth. That's a good one. Merry Christmas to you too, Alistair. Good to have you back in the room, my friend. Lloyd, yes, got that one. Adam's Ants. Yeah, both of you going with the same one. Ajax Dortmund, two clubs who could take Sancho on loan. Hopefully, but one of the directors at Dortmund have already come out and said there's no plans to take Jadon Sancho, so we may not even get that outlay. We know that Murto, we were talking about him going over to Saudi to start making contacts with clubs over there out of sheer desperation, just to see if we can actually get value out of our players. Dean says terminate a 70 million title whilst keeping a 15 million pound manager. What a circus. Not a Ten Hag fan, I take it. Not at all. Mod's doing a cracking job on the chat. Cheers. Thank you very much, guys, as always. Loving the old setup on Forever United. It's a great vibe on here. It really is. Louis van Gaal's Army. Louis van Gaal's Army. I remember that one. That was a good one. Adam and the Eves. Oh, creative. Yes. Adam's Antlers. United Holics, since it feels like an AA meeting at times this season. Stephen, yeah, it does. It's like a therapy session, isn't it, for us all when we come on. We'll take Sancho, practically have half of your staff already, says Mr. Ipswich Town. You do, and it's going very well. Big games this weekend, though, mate. Big games for you boys. Boxing Street Talk. Someone will take him on loan for 6-month deal. It's perfect. If he hits the ground running, we can sell him in the summer. I think that is ultimately it. That's the more realistic sort of out for Jadon Sancho from Manchester United. Adam and his minions. I like it. I'm loving the ideas, guys. I really am. Wanted to talk into Todibo as well. He's been talking to L'Equipe. And apparently he rejected Manchester United. He rejected Manchester United because he has got a career of going to bigger clubs and it not working. La Liga, been to the Bundesliga, and now obviously he is on the books at Nice. So French Riviera seemed to do the job for Todibo under Sir Jim Ratcliffe, by the way. Interesting sort of caveat there to this story and what might happen and why Tottenham, who are favourites to sign him, won't be able to sign him, because if Sir Jim Ratcliffe comes in, Todibó's only going one place, if anywhere, because if he owns Nice, which he does, where Todibo plays, then he isn't going to go to Spurs, a rival of Manchester United. Surely not. Only United would let that happen, wouldn't they? Jesus, but no. If Sir Jim Ratcliffe, in fact, does come in and take his 25% sporting control of United, then Todibo is only going to go to United, if anywhere. There's not a chance that Todibo is going to go to a rival in the Premier League of Manchester United. It's not. He's already tried La Liga, obviously at an earlier age, so he may want to go back there. You never know. Bundesliga didn't work for him either. Obviously, Ligue 1 is definitely where he's finding his feet. But in his words, he wants to be sold a project. He wants to be sold a full package. He isn't going to go somewhere if he feels like he's going to be a bench warmer. He wants to be guaranteed of what's happening. And this is why he didn't go to Manchester United, because we've got so many bleeding centre-backs already. And we've got centre-backs that didn't want to leave. So, in theory, you look at it and you go, there's reality in that, in what Todibo's saying. I think he's smart. I think he's smart not coming to United. I think if Manchester United did get rid of a Maguire and a Lindelof, then Todibo should be looking at that and going, I can work alongside Varane. I can take Varane's place and be alongside Martinez in the future. That's the sort of project that Todibo is looking to be sold. United can't sell shit, as we know at the moment. We can't sell anything. But a player like that, up and coming, Postecoglou wants this player. He is all in on getting Todibo in. Van der Veer, obviously. Van der Ven is out. How long that hamstring injury will be. Will Spurs come in January for Todibo? I just don't see anyone being able to take Todibo while Sir Jim Ratcliffe is in charge of Nice. And obviously he isn't going nowhere, is he? So I feel quite confident that if United wanted him, then we could make it look like a better package with Sir Jim Ratcliffe. That sort of thing, a new project and stuff like that's come out with Sky and Manchester United not messing around, changing the culture completely. That's the sort of That's the sort of structure and way forward that a young up-and-coming player coming from France would want to be moving into. And no nonsense, we're dealing with a football and Manchester United are moving forward in this way. That's that sort of player. That's that sort of project that you want to move to as a younger player, especially knowing that there's no prima donnas at Manchester United, and if there is one player that thinks he's bigger than the club, he's out the door or he's sat on the bench. That's what you want to hear, don't you, when you go into a club? If you play well, you're going to get in the team. That ultimately is everything to a player. So we need to do a lot more to start tempting the likes of Todibo in through the door by the sounds of it. So yeah, get a work in United, and let's get Sir Jim Ratcliffe sorted and that issue ratified and in the bag, please. A few more comments. Alakonel. I don't know. I'm going to call you Olak because I can't say that name. Please excuse me for not being able to pronounce that name. But Sir Jim Ratcliffe may have the power to stop the move to Spurs, but he can't make the player go to United. No, he can't make the player go, but we can make it sound attractive for him, and that's the perfect position for Sir Jim Ratcliffe to be in. So, yeah, I look at it that way. Evening, Adam in the chat. Hello, Alien. Hope you're doing good, mates. Let me see what else we've got in here. Boxing Straight Talk says we should just stick with the squad we have until the summer. Ten Hag coach his way out of it, then sell all the bad eggs in the summer. That would be the perfect scenario. That would be the way to go forward for me. Definitely agree with that one. Going to be the same thing that happened to Gakpo last January. He went to Liverpool. Be the same with Todibo to Spurs. I don't know. He can definitely be stopped by Sir Jim Ratcliffe, in my opinion. Adamadus Mozart. Yeah, you guys are getting Tickle Squad. That's the one. The Tickle Squad. Sounds a bit wrong, actually, doesn't it? But yeah, it still makes me giggle. But yeah, if you are just joining in, we're just talking about Manchester United and the new approach that they're apparently putting in to the club with and regarding the structure and the culture at United. Now putting a more emphasis on the playing style at Manchester United and the football, rather than the commercial side and the big contracts and the prima donnas and the big names and the shirt sales and everything else like that. Manchester United now are changing tacks. They want to build a culture where the bad eggs are out of the door. They want to terminate contracts and speed things up along them sort of them issues that Manchester United have had for, let's be honest, God knows how many years. So yeah, that's where United are moving with it. And will it happen? I don't know. I think it's easy enough to say that when you've got so many players that are due to end their contracts, and it looks like they are doing it, but don't be taken aback by what's come out in the news today is what I'm saying. I don't think it's everything, and I don't think we should be looking at it as Manchester United making this big move. No, Pep Dynasty, we're not saying that one. That's a definite no-no. What I am sure of, tricky situation at the moment, but like the abscess on my groin at the moment. Bit like the abscess on my groin at the moment. Darren, stuff that we just don't want to hear. I wish I'd have stopped reading, to be honest. United need a goal scoring forward. Just gone off my screen. United need a goal scoring forward after blowing so much on Highland. We do need help. We were talking last night that we may get the emergency loan player in again. Icardi has been linked with United as well from Galatasaray. Leo has just gifted a membership. Thank you very much, Leo. Darren Hare has taken that membership. Make sure you do like him, and welcome Darren to the membership club here on FUTV. Brilliant stuff. Glad to have you along. Make sure you take advantage of the badges. They are proper good, as we would say. Next story I wanted to talk about, actually, I wanted to touch on what is actually happening tomorrow regarding the Super League. Did anyone actually think, like I didn't until I was told today, that the Super League, actually, the verdict on the Super League is happening tomorrow. So we are going to find out if Barcelona and Real Madrid, obviously the two clubs that are still in it, can actually challenge to be their own league. Can they take power away from FIFA? Is what we're looking at, really, in reality. And yeah, it is a big moment. So maybe we're actually looking at anything sort of happening. Maybe we're just going to have to wait until the Super League's announced, because let's be honest, If the Super League gets traction again, I don't think it will, but just in case, you have to make sure that you've got everything in place. So Jim Ratcliffe's takeover of Manchester United becomes a whole different animal if this Super League verdict goes the way that we don't want it to, and the way that no real football club wants it to. But Real Madrid and Barcelona are still clinging on to this and are still fighting the Super League corner. So if it does come off, our other team's going to jump ship again. What does this mean to our game again? And what does this mean to everything that's happening with Manchester United right now? Does it change anything? That's what's important in all of this. Grade 100 with his first super chat. Brilliant stuff. Thank you very much, mate. You're always in there as one of the members, actually giving plenty of opinions, but really appreciate your super chat, my friend. Tell Wender, put that phone down and listen to Adam. Yes, do that. That's what you need to do, Gray. Thank you very much, mate. Brilliant stuff. If Super League comes back, United will be joining, Leo. Exactly what I was just going to say then, Leo. I do believe that Manchester United would be right back on it. I don't even think that the Glazers would see through Sir Jim Ratcliffe's bid. Or maybe Sir Jim Ratcliffe is actually waiting to see what Brewsters he can make if we actually do rejoin the Super League, or if something happens. It's absolutely madness. I've got a little bit of story on that one, actually. I just want to bring that up again. Bear with me a second, guys. The European Super League verdict is due on Thursday morning in a legal battle against European football governing body UEFA, which could be bigger than the Bosman. In a landmark case in the European Court of Justice, the football world is braced for its decision that could have huge repercussions. After almost 1,000 days since the case was filed in May 2021, the hearing will decide whether Real Madrid and Barcelona can relaunch the ESL and if UEFA and FIFA do indeed hold a monopoly of the sport, and if the contravenes EU law. The rapid backtracking from many of the 12 founding clubs from those initial plans released in April 2021 came after the furious backlash from the fans. Yet Real Madrid and Barcelona and Juventus, actually, forgot about them. Juventus, until this summer, held firm. Juventus did only just drop out of that, didn't they? That was them going... I think they had to go with everything that was going on. They were in turmoil, and I just don't think it looked right for them. But yeah, Real Madrid and Barcelona, two of the big guns. I mean, it makes you think, doesn't it, why them two teams are actually still hanging around. It's like you kind of lost everyone and all the other support of the 10 other clubs that were in it. Why are you still in there? It's like, what is making them stay in there? Do they believe that this can happen? Do they believe that they can get this Super League going again and get this ruling? It will be really interesting to see what comes of that tomorrow. Don't think they will do, Adam. You just don't know, do you? I don't know. You really don't know. So Super League was never about being good enough. It was about generating revenue. And that's what all of these owners want, Barry. That's what it is all about and always will be about. And I'm sure Sir Jim Ratcliffe was like a little bit more money. And if the Super League was still there, I think he would actually try and push alongside the Glazers and do it. And then it really would set a divide between the owners of the football club and the fans again. If the Super League came through, Manchester United are doomed as a football club. We really are, because our owners, and even if Sir Jim came in, it would just absolutely destroy us. It would. It would. We'd be going greed. We'd be going full on greed mode and going right down that Super League. No ramifications, no relegation, money. Debt manageable with ease, and just lining anyone's pockets that have got anything to do with the ownership of Manchester United. DJ John T, thanks for the super chat. Tickle, little button. Yes. Do give the video a like, guys. Brilliant stuff as always. Can we get a check on the like, please, mods? Where are we up to? You want to put it in the chat? Glazers will never terminate the contract. They love money too much. Dobie, I think, has just joined the show. Welcome, Dobie. We've moved on a little bit from the initial topic, but yeah, we're just getting into the chat right now. Barca and Madrid pushing for Super League because they have just ripped 1 billion of stadium upgrades. Yes, they are skint. They've always been skint. They are the biggest corrupt clubs in world football, Madrid and Barcelona. It's a joke how the Liga is run and how much money they get compared to everyone else in that league. It's an absolute farce. We can't even compete in the Premier League, never mind the Super League. It's a massive money spinner, which will definitely attract our owners and our future part owner. 100%, Anthony, exactly what I just said then, and that is the biggest fear. Come on, guys, we are targeting 150 likes in this video. Get liking it, please. We're almost there. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, as always. If it happens and United join, I'm done with this club. I think a lot of people would be, Alien. I personally don't think it will happen. I mean, two clubs can't. I mean, two big clubs, I know that. Two of the biggest powerhouses in European football. I don't think it can happen. I don't think it will. I think there was too much backlash from it. And it would just, like I said, it's unthinkable. It really is unthinkable that we would lose the Premier League. As United fans, I mean, the Premier League will keep going, but it would be crap because you're losing all the best teams. And we'd never get back in. We'd just be in a Super League, playing the same teams constantly and earning an absolute fortune. And it wouldn't even matter what players you'd bought. I mean, even if we had loads of money and we started buying players, I don't think it'd matter to us. It just wouldn't have the same effect, would it? It really wouldn't. But yeah, no, for me, definitely not. And I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't like football. I wouldn't. It was destroying me when I thought it was happening. I thought we were actually losing our football club at the time, and it was just the end of the world. That's all I could think. It was the end. Everything was over. I can't believe I actually made it on them programmes as well, the Super League programmes, filmed outside Old Trafford when it was all kicking off. Madness it was. Absolute madness that day when they got that Liverpool game stopped. Old Trafford was absolutely packed outside. It was absolutely crazy. Patrick J. Simpson, if Super League happens, clubs like United won't care about the fans as they have many waiting for season tickets, etc. Yeah, it's a day out, United, at the moment for a lot of people. They're the type of fans that the owners want in. We've talked about this so many times. Daryl Platt says commercially and football should be completely separate. We really do. Happy Van der Beek is going on loan. Yes, that pretty much is confirmed now by Fabrizio Romano. We know that Donny van der Beek is going. Empty wins in a soulless league. Exactly what it is, Alien. Well said. I would stop watching football, says DJ John T. Italian, Spanish and maybe French clubs are going to push. I don't know about the French clubs. Maybe PSG. It's the ones that really want the money. And you know the ones that are sort of cash strapped. They have no financial fair play to deal with either. It's just an open season. It's a free house and go and fill your boots. That's what it will be. It'll be an absolute disaster for the league. An absolute disaster. Never forget your fave trainers, Adam. Yeah. My trainers. I burnt my trainers because there was a flare right next to my foot and I didn't notice. And it burnt all the side of my trainers. That was the protest outside Old Trafford. Thanks for reminding me of that, mate. I was devastated when I seen that. Best trainers ruined. Are my favourites anyway. Just because someone had dropped a bloody pyro right next to me. And them things are hot, by the way. God. There isn't enough organisation when it comes to the protest. Everybody seems to have their own agenda. It's true, it does. The protests are good, but they're mainly from one group who don't have the same vision as every single Manchester United fan. They don't, and that is the problem. Always has been the problem. The fan base has been divided for years since the Glazers took over Manchester United. There's actually fans that have still not been to a United game since the Glazers took over. They just gave up straight away. They knew back to what was going to happen, and they've just not been anywhere near the club. Would they come back if the Glazers went? Guaranteed they're not going to be coming anywhere near Old Trafford if the Super League takes effect again anyway. Put it that way. Premier League is already the Super League in my opinion. Very well, very true. I actually believe the new format of the Champions League next season was the sort of make weight for the Super League. More teams, more money, better option. Sorry, more chance of getting qualification. I just feel like that was sort of like UEFA's way of saying to all the clubs that dropped out, look, we're making it a little bit easier. We're going to give you more money if you don't go to the Super League. I think this was the way that they were holding on to it all. So, yeah, another one which, another little cop-out, and that's UEFA. Let's be honest, UEFA, not exactly pin-up boys for the rights of football, are they? Let's be honest. They're about as corrupt as bleeding as FIFA are. And there's plenty of documentaries and videos on that all over the internet. But yeah, to touch on everything that we've been talking about, that pretty much sums up the video. We're talking about United and the new contract structure and what they're looking to do moving forward. Actually prioritising the football and terminating contracts if it's not benefiting the manager or the squad or anything like that. I think it's all just a load of PR, to be honest. Talking about Todibo and why he wouldn't join United, simply because we weren't selling him a big enough project. Very similar, if you probably look into that one, like Bellingham was. We weren't willing to guarantee him a certain amount of game time where Dortmund was, and we lost out. But this is United in the way it's run. And obviously at the end there, we're talking about the Super League and how the verdict is coming tomorrow and the implications it may bring. So, yes, that pretty much sums up tonight's video, guys. Great chat again. Plenty of tickles in the chat as well. Make sure you do like the video, guys, please. Let's get that 150 up before we finish the stream. That would be absolutely brilliant, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. All super chats tonight. New members as well. Brilliant stuff as we go forward, guys. We will be back tomorrow. The build-up and the lead into the weekend and Christmas, of course. Don't forget, guys, we are doing a watch-along on FUTV this weekend, and you need to bring a beer as well. We're bringing your beverages. We're all going to have a bit of a party on the watch-along while watching United West Ham. So, yeah, bring your drinks, bring everything. We're all doing it together. It should be fun, especially before Christmas. This is the FUTV Christmas party while watching Manchester United against West Ham live. That's what we're doing, guys. So, yeah, bring your snacks, bring your drinks, and, yeah, let's have it. But for now, guys, that's it. Have a great rest of the evening, and be safe out there. As always, I will see you tomorrow morning, 11:30 UK time, and hopefully I've got plenty in the room with us then as well. But cheers, guys. We'll see you then.